Welcome, Nuggets of Gold. Glad to have you. Yes, this last weekend I was privileged with a chance to do another half marathon. Now, for COVID season, almost all of the half marathons and races that they've been putting on around the state of Minnesota have been canceled. So I had already signed up for this race and wanted to go put in the time, put in the effort, and had a beautiful morning, a little bit on the windy side, but fall colors in the trees, and got that half marathon done. That was yesterday morning, and then yesterday evening we had the Los Angeles Lakers winning their championship in the NBA, and I'm not going to do any political commentary on the NBA and how they've handled their season and other issues, but they won a major sports championship, and that's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Anytime a team wins a team championship. So I've got marathon running in my mind, and I've got basketball championship in my mind, and that always circles me back. Anytime I think of the amount of time I spend in running and exercise, it always circles back to one particular verse to keep me grounded, to keep me aware of a balance that God calls us to with our bodies and with pushing our bodies. And so I want to share that with you today. It is 1 Timothy 4, verse 8. 1 Timothy 4, verse 8. And actually the sentence starts in verse 7. So I'm going to read this whole sentence. It says this: train yourself for godliness, for while bodily training has some value, godliness is of value in every way, as it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come. I feel like I didn't read that very smoothly. Let me do it again quickly. Train yourself for godliness, for while bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value in every way, as it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come. Let me pause. Let me pray. We're going to keep this to the shorter level of the nugget today, so I want to come back and make sure I give you some specific good thoughts. Okay, let's take the bodily training first. It says bodily training is of some value. The Bible does have an affirmation here that we should take care of our bodies, that it is okay to push our bodies. Train your body has value. It teaches me self-control, self-discipline. When I am doing exercise, if I'm going to fit exercise around my going to work and being a great dad and husband, as I aim to do, I'm going to have to really organize my time. It teaches me self-control and self-discipline. Bodily training also teaches me to set goals. And that's super important. Set goals that push me farther than I've gone. Do things with my body that push me farther than I've gone before. That is super important. Where in your life, your physical life, are you growing in self-control, growing in self-discipline, and learning to push yourself in an organized way? There is value to it. That's what it says here. That is training. Now, that's the link in these two. It says bodily training and spiritual training. I want to remind us today that if we are going to grow in Christ, it requires, according to this verse, a spiritual training. Train yourself for godliness. Train yourself for godliness. Train yourself for godliness. Does your spiritual life have self-control, self-discipline? Is it organized? And does it have a priority on your schedule? Train yourself for godliness. And then the verse goes on to say, when you're training yourself for godliness, this is of value in every way. Because my half marathon that I ran yesterday, it's done. I got some sore muscles to show for it, but it's done. And those Lakers championships, people are going to talk about them for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but it's done. It's done. All the athletes, they talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about those stories, and then the championships are won, and then it's done. But this promise here is this: godliness is of value in every way because it has a promise for this life and for the life to come. You want to use self-control, self-discipline, organization, and make it a priority, because the world you live in here can change through your godliness, and your eternity is impacted by your godliness. That's huge. So, friends, this week, this day, this night, this morning, think, am I treating my spiritual life as though I'm training? And if you're not, make a plan, push, reach new heights. We'll see you next time.